if we could address you directly right now.
Everything comes full circle.
That's number one.
I don't tell him what questions to ask me.
There are a lot of people around town that have the same question.
Brush my teeth. I'm gonna get washed in the morning.
I can't confirm or deny.
You know, just keep going a little bit longer here, Mike. Keep going a little bit longer.
Purchase of an off-season central air, Charles Heating will give you a high-efficiency furnace for just an additional $1,241. Only 88 lucky homeowners, and this is your last chance. So hurry and call now for your free estimate at 457-6911. That's 457-6911.
We're the nice guys.
WTLA North Syracuse, WSGO Oswego, W249BC Mattydale, W261AC Oswego, WTKWHD2 Bridgeport, ESPN Radio. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome into Newhouse Afternoon, everybody. Ailey Weiss alongside Riley Underwood and Nicholas Whaley back for another week. We only have one more show after this one, so we got to start making them count.
Wow, man. Well, we have more. We have more.
Okay,
Me and Nick have more.
This trio only has 2 more shows. But anyways, football has their spring game tomorrow.
Oh, they do?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
I didn't know if you guys knew
3
that.
o'clock.
And there's been a lot of noise with them, I feel like, recently with naming who their starting quarterback is going to be and bringing in some key players. So I guess we'll start off with the elephant in the room. What do you guys think of their starting QB now?
Ricky Collins?
I wouldn't call it an elephant.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that is the obvious pick.
Okay.
You know, there's a reason why he transferred from LSU,
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I think he's gotten a lot of high praise from former teammate Jaden Daniels over the past year. And I think he's different. He's a different quarterback to Kyle McCord, obviously. He's much more mobile, but that could give another dimension to a Syracuse offense that was unreal last year. So, look, I think it's I think it was the obvious pick. I think it's a great pick. He transferred to Syracuse so quickly when the portal opened back in January, whenever it was. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was what we expected. It was kind of just like, he's probably going to be a starter. Like, he is going to be the starter. That's why he came here. It'll be interesting. I think the success. I mean, you always say success. You go to the quarterback.
Right.
That's kind of like a cliche statement. But this year, I think it really does. I mean, I think the other pieces around him, especially the skill players on offense, are there for Syracuse. And I think all the pieces are there to have another successful year like last year. The only one we don't really know about is the quarterback because we've never seen him play before. Really, haven't even seen him play at LSU much. But what we've seen in spring practice, I think the guys they're putting their trust in him.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be like I said, it's going to be a little bit different. I mean, the spring game element to it as well. It'll make things a little bit interesting because there's still a lot of turnover in this team. There's still 6 Syracuse players that could be eligible for the draft in a few weeks' time. So it's gonna be fun to see. I think there's the vibe around Syracuse football in general is at a high that hasn't been seen here in a long time. God, I wish that spring game between Colorado and Syracuse actually happened.
That would have been so fun.
They said they couldn't do it because they were worried about students missing classes. But then March Madness goes on
students are traveling from Syracuse to California to play games all the time. So I don't know.
That seemed like a cop-out.
Don't quite get the.
I think it was just a little late too.
It was a little late, but they filed the paperwork and everything for it. And then they had enough time for it to get denied. So I don't know. I mean, it's really cool to see that Fran Brown he's wearing the Syracuse crest on his heart and talking it to the world and making Syracuse football a big brand name again. I think that's so exciting for the future and the present for the athletics programs at this school, to be honest.
Well, Riley, you kind of touched on it before. You said that there's a lot of returning players, but a lot of the success of a team revolves around a quarterback, right? And Ricky Collins has a very different style than McCord does. How do you think that's going to impact the team? Like, you have to build a team around a quarterback, right? And they've built a team around McCord for a season, and now you're bringing in a quarterback who's kind of the complete opposite of McCord.
I mean, I don't know if he's the complete opposite, because I think McCord, he was still mobile. He wasn't just a tree trunk back there, just standing and not being able to. He could get out of the pocket and scramble.
But that's not where.
Ricky Collins, I mean, I think this is the backfield. It complements the backfield because you're going to have your starting running back, Yassine Willis. And that guy's a bulldozer. I mean, he's not really the elusive type. And I think if you have Ricky Collins in the backfield as an elusive type, you could almost think of it as I have two different styles of runners in the backfield depending on what I need. But also, I think he'll be able to throw the ball well, hopefully to Demetrius Samuel. I mean, this is a guy that just turned 17 just last week. He's going to play offense and defense, we're hearing. I mean, it's crazy.
It is crazy. I think that this kid looks really special in the way that that the coaching staff have talked about him in recent weeks. Is
a lot of praise.
It's very eye-opening, and I think that's really exciting to have a player that has that hype, because we've seen a couple 17-year-olds in recent times. Ryan Williams, namely, goes to mind immediately at Alabama. What an incredible year he had for the Crimson Tide. But in Syracuse, to have a Syracuse Orange player who could be at that level and it could be given national recognition is extremely exciting just from a publicity standpoint. And Fran Brown knows how to. He's very good at PR. That's what we've realized. He's really good at PR. He knows, he says the right things every single time, and he's an incredible motivator as well. And he's proven that he is a good coach as well, which is very, very exciting to see. I think I'm so excited to see how this season works out. I was excited last year, and I think I'm just as, if not more, excited for this next season.
We were chatting about it a bit before the show got started about their schedule. Because when that came out, everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is."
Well, Nick says it's. Nick's like, "Well, yeah." We were talking before the show, and I was like, "Yeah, I think this could be a team that could replicate last year's success." And he says, "Oh, it's such a hard schedule."
Well, it is though.
It's maybe a little bit harder than last year, but it's nothing crazy that is unheard of.
Okay, the issue for me though is that you're playing. You got SMU, who's in the college football playoff. Notre Dame, who's in the playoff. You got to go on the road to Miami, on the road to Notre Dame. Got to go on the road to SMU, on the road to Clemson, another team that was in the playoff. Like this, comparatively to last year, what was the toughest game for Syracuse? Miami at the end of the year.
Sure, right.
That was the only real headline game where you're like, okay, this is a game that Syracuse are gonna have. It's going to be a bit more difficult on paper. The home games I think are exciting for Syracuse next year. I think that UNC game on Halloween is going to be absolutely insane on a Friday night. Like I expect a full house for that one.
Billy B coming to town on the sidelines.
Mr. Belichick will be there. I think it'll be so exciting to see. I think I honestly think that will be a sellout just for that reason. Sure. That reason alone. I think the Pitt game at home could also be and the Duke games at home will be interesting as well. I think ACC play in general will be a little bit easier, but because just the road games for me are what scare me the most. Georgia Tech on the road is no easy game at all, and I know going down to Miami. This is going to be another top 10 and top 5 recruiting class for the next season. So it's yet again, the recruiting power down there is pretty ridiculous. So
you're naming all these big powerhouse football schools, but you also have BC who. I'm just saying you can't overlook some of those teams too. Like Syracuse should have beaten BC this past season also.
Well, yes.
Yeah, but when we're talking about the toughest games in the schedule, that's not a.
There's difference between Notre Dame and
110%. I agree, but I'm just saying you also can't overlook some of the games like that because I think that some of those were overlooked this past season.
That's fair because if Syracuse were able to not give up a last-second field goal to Stanford, they would have probably been in the playoff,
right?
Or at least in the ACC title game.
Right.
So, I totally get that. I think that's the sloppiness and the game management, which was still a little bit of a teething problem for Fran Brown this year. It's like obviously first-year head coach,
right?
Like it wasn't going to be perfect. But I think he learned from that. We saw that against Miami. Like, that was a great coaching performance. Because it was a shootout the whole way. It was going to be about who makes the right decision at the right time, and did that perfectly at the end of the year. We also saw that in the bowl game too, just how efficient Syracuse was, even though against a weakened Washington State team. But it's a tough schedule. Going to Clemson as the opening ACC game of the year is going to be difficult. And can't forget that the opening the season against Tennessee in Atlanta,
which is a shame. Because that's a home game for Syracuse, and you get the money grab, and we'll take the money to go down there. But I mean that would have been a heck of a way to open the season at home in the Dome versus Tennessee. It'll still be a tough schedule, but I mean, also, you see the news about Tennessee, their quarterback?
Yes, they
holding out for contract negotiations.
Crazy.
That's just unreal.
I've never seen anything like that. Like, you're holding out to play college,
right?
Like, come on, man. We went into a whole NIL talk like two weeks ago. That's a lot to get into, man. I know that the SEC teams have so much money, and they don't even know. They pretty much don't know what to do with it anymore. It's concerning, really. I don't know.
Spring game, dude. I mean, not on TV.
I know. Well, but anyone in the area can go to the game.
Yeah,
so
free tickets.
There was about 15,000. Were there 15,000? No.
Last year? I don't know.
I
have no idea.
Well, I want to say that there was.
It was supposed to be at the soccer
high.
Stadium.
It was
before it got moved back into the Dome.
Probably because it snowed a couple days ago.
No, because there was
Billy Joel
concert. There was going to be a Billy Joel concert this weekend that got moved. So
that's been happening a lot.
What has?
The people that are supposed to come here and do concerts, they get hurt or they get ill and they can't do them.
They don't want to come.
They don't want to come.
Well, that's their loss.
Well,
you wouldn't want to come to Syracuse.
I think that this year, apparently, ACC Network said that you could either do a broadcast of the game or do sort of a highlight
it's like they're doing a special. I can't envision it. I don't know.
It'll be interesting. I do like it that it's more highlighting players as well, because that obviously will help.
Last year they gave out awards to the players throughout the game.
Yeah, I mean it makes it. I like that the tickets are free. It's cool. Just get an opportunity to see players and on TV to maybe put a few faces on the screen,
right.
A bit more recognition, image and likeness.
Yep, there you
and
go.
all that. So
you're feeding into it.
Yeah, no, it gives opportunities to guys to maybe get a little bit more screen time. So I think that's a really good thing, because any sort of screen time for Syracuse athletes, it'll give them better opportunities anyway. So I'm all for it.
Well, this hour of Newhouse Afternoon is powered by Drivers Village Cicero, so go to dvroffers.com for more info.
It's just dvoffers.com.
Why do I do that every time?
Don't go to DVR offers.
Sorry.
They're selling you DVRs there.
You were looking over my shoulder that whole time. All right, we'll catch you on the other side of the break. Every time. Why do I do it every time?
That was the best read that we've ever done.
DVR offers.
DVRoffers.com. Definitely not it.
I'm dyslexic. I've been saying this for years.
Will there be any way to stream the game either live or after the game? I'm living in North Carolina. I traveled to games in season, but was hoping to see the spring game from home. Go Orange! Yeah, they're not broadcasting it live.
Someone
they're just
should do an Instagram live of the game.
What?
That's not a bad idea.
I am not watching a whole football spring game on someone else's view.
There
on
will be.
I'm
sure there will be highlights.
Okay.
If you want to go live on Instagram,
I will, and I'm going to get a ton
Orange
of viewers.
Girl 44 can tune in.
Thank you. I'm not doing that, but that's an idea for somebody listening if they would like to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm sure they will actually record and film it.
Well, I'm sure they'll record it.
No, you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. They'll have highlights after the fact. Yeah. I'll be interested to see what they'll be doing on ACC Network. I'm sure it'll be good though. But we're just at the dry point of the year where we're just waiting for the next things to happen. Yeah. We have another month until lacrosse playoffs and
lax.
Yippee!
My computer charger broke yesterday. Like my block,
What?
I couldn't for some reason couldn't plug my cable in, so I had to order one today.
So you're running on fumes right now.
Yeah, no, I was able to
turn
charge
that brightness all the way down.
I know. I'm on low power mode right now. I was able to charge it last night with a different block, but like it took forever. Like I had to do it overnight. But
Great. What do we have next?
I'm good.
You want to do basketball?
I'd watch it. Hope it's on YouTube later. Yeah, it should be. It should be on YouTube later. I would hope so. It just probably won't be like a full production like we've seen in years past.
Was last year's broadcasted?
Yeah, it usually always is. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they always do.
Plus,
orange versus blue.
Yep.
But no, this year it's the two coaches are going head to head.
I did see that.
But it was on Twitter somewhere. I have to check. Twitter. That's wrong. Okay. Syracuse orange. It's like, I'm like roasting already. Jeez. Oh shoot! The Syracuse team is at that Shine. They're playing Mario Kart right now. Love that. Yeah.
Did you see them at they were at Duncan yesterday?
Oh,
2 days ago?
I saw Fran was there. Yeah. He's been.
I don't know if they were like buying kids Duncan or if they were just chilling and Shine, but oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, to buy some lucky students, no strings attached Dunkin' Donuts. So yeah, they were buying, they were buying students Dunkin'.
That's
Damn.
epic.
I
know.
I could do some free Dunkin', please. It'd be nice.
Dunkin' Donuts.
What's your Dunkin' order?
Me?
Yep.
Cold brew with cream and mocha.
Riley?
That was most
I don't drink coffee.
That was so judgy.
What?
You were like.
I was just trying to think it all out in my head. Wait, so it's
just
cold brew with
just regular
cream.
iced coffee with cream and mocha.
Oh. Okay.
Because I
Keeping
like
it simple?
I like my chocolate. And I like it more than a latte because it's like half the price.
Facts.
If you just get the
Are you a chocolate or vanilla guy?
chocolate for sure. I
Vanilla.
I can't do vanilla on its own. Nice to do. I have to do chocolate and vanilla.
What are you talking? Are we talking about like just in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, vanilla.
Like if you could get like one of the swirls, one of the twists, would you just do vanilla or chocolate
Swirls?
and vanilla? Or
Like ice cream?
Yeah.
It's vanilla.
We'll have to pause this conversation.
We can still talk about it.
Watch your favorite ESPN Syracuse sports talk shows on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back to Newhouse Afternoon. We are in the Newhouse Sports Media Center with our high-tech facility. Ailey Weiss here alongside Riley Underwood and
What was that?
Nick Whaley.
What was that? Was that a promo?
Yes,
At our high-tech
it was.
facility.
Anyways, we just talked about Syracuse football. They have a spring game tomorrow. These two just want to roast me all day long. Basketball, men's basketball. They've been making some moves. They got a true point guard that they can pair with Starling now.
Yeah, they do. And with
What is wrong with you?
No, nothing. Talk about the
Go
point
ahead,
guard.
Whaley.
Nick. Talk about the point guard.
Yeah, no, I think this is getting really, really exciting for Syracuse men's basketball. I think all the animosity that has been in and around this program is, I think, a little too far. And I think you just let Coach Red cook, man. Just let him cook, please, because it's all gonna be good. It's all gonna work out.
Okay.
Like Rome wasn't built in 2 years. It wasn't built
in a day.
It wasn't built in a day, and it wasn't built in 2 years either. So, just give him a chance. He's got two great cards coming, Nate Kings and oh god, I'm blanking on the Georgia Tech point guard's name.
Hey, George?
Nate George. That's it. Nate George, one of the best was a top 6 point guard in the transfer portal. Really, I think it's a really nice pickup.
That's a good get.
I think that's the best get they've got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I thought Kings was pretty. It was a pretty good. Like that's 3-point shooting sorted out as well. So I think this is a roster that looks a bit more well-rounded. Still need a big. Still at least need one big in there, like at least a 7-footer to. Because you can't play just 6'9" guys at
I mean you got two 6'9" guys that could play the 5, but it's like you want a real big guy too
to go up against the powerhouses of the ACC. So I think it'll be interesting for sure. But I'm liking the roster formation a lot better this time around.
Yeah, Syracuse Yellow Jackets, basically. Combining the best of both worlds. So I mean,
best of both worlds.
Two not very good teams. Well, maybe if you combine the best, maybe turns into something good. So
I like. You're feeling inspirational today, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Okay. I'm inspired. You know, I like the Nate George pickup. I think he's a guy that can bring that versatility on the perimeter, and I think Nate Kings can be good too. I mean, he put out a good numbers. I mean, obviously not playing in the Pac-12 with Oregon State, but not playing the Pac-12 schedule, I mean. But, I mean, he still put up good numbers. Something I found interesting about him, it's not his real name.
Right.
Changed it last year.
Because why not?
Yeah.
He just wanted to just shake it up a little, keep people on their toes.
Nate Menoff is now Nate Kings with a Z, so.
Hey, that's cool. It'll look good on the
Yeah,
on the
it does. It looks cool on the jersey.
It'll look good on the jersey. I think what's important as well is that these guys don't have just 1 year of eligibility left. I think that's definitely going to be important because
Ibrahim Soare too.
Yeah, exactly. He only has 3 years of eligibility left. I think Brian Higgins I saw he was talking about it, how we knew that going into this last season that there was no plan really for this roster after this season. It was kind of just put it all together for 1 year and see what happens. That to me shows a little bit that there was gonna be this needed to be a filler year. Like it wasn't gonna be perfect by any means, but the year needed to happen for the right roster to come in. You know, give Coach Autry that time. Like 2 years is not gonna tell us everything we want to know. You need to give him more time. You got to give him time to build a team that is his team through and through. You know, and everything is so different now with the portal and NIL and how difficult it has been to keep up. But I think Syracuse is now taking that step. Like, yes, now we're going to be able to do it. And I think as well the fact that Freeman and JJ Starling both stayed, especially Freeman staying. Like he probably got paid.
Sure.
He 100% got paid, but he could have got the same amount of money, if not more, at other schools.
Yes.
You know, he wanted to be that guy, and I think that's important. That's also the trust that he has in the coaching staff.
I think it's interesting too, the difference in like kind of the strategy. I feel like going out in the portal and getting guys, because last year, like you said, it was kind of a 1 year deal for a lot of them, and a lot of them were mid-major guys, and I think that's what a lot of the fans were putting the blame on. I don't really necessarily think that's the case. Like Jaquan Carlos, they say, oh, yeah, he was good at Hofstra. Can he play? I think the Jaquan Carlos hate was forced this year, in my opinion. But I think it's interesting that now we're pretty much seeing power conference guys. Georgia Tech, UCLA, Oregon State. I still consider that a power program, even though it's not.
Pac-12 will be for basketball next year for sure. It should be a Power 5.
When they're back, yeah.
When they're back, yeah. Was that next year or the year after?
I think it's
26.
I think it's 26.
Yeah, okay. But either way, yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
But no. I just think I think maybe they take that into consideration, and with your point as well, having guys that have multiple years of eligibility. These are guys that can stick around for a while, and I think Ibrahim Soare, the big man from Georgia Tech, I think you can easily look at that and say, he averages 2.8 points per game. But he also started over about half the games he played, so he's a starter, and he's a freshman, so I think there's a lot of room to grow there. I think the gets they've gotten so far have been good. I think there's still a few needs. They still have a few roster spots to fill up. I think go for, like we said, a a good big man.
Do you have your eye on anyone in the portal?
I don't know.
Fill that
It's
spot?
just so
It's
so unpredictable.
It's such a mess anyway.
I don't have anyone. I also think a pure shooter. I think a lot of teams just a guy that can
that you
shoot
can constantly rely on.
One more 3-point shooter
exactly.
would be good to get.
I think
and
so
then
too.
I think just those two, and I think this roster will look pretty set. Maybe get a couple.
I think it's better defensively already.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. I think with Donnie healthy as well, whether he plays the 4 or the 5, that the defense down low is going to be so much better. And that's what was really the Achilles heel for Syracuse.
Yeah.
It was inconsistency on offense, and particularly just also like just I don't know what's the right word to say, just bad defense overall.
Yeah.
You know, it's
they had one of the worst defenses against 3-point shooting.
Yeah, which is a huge issue, huge issue.
Yeah.
And I think I'll be interested to see what the freshmen do. I'm very excited to see how Sadiq White gets on.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be really exciting to see what he does. And obviously with Mr. Kai and Anthony coming to the dome. I mean, the eyeballs.
Well, his dad's going to be coming to the dome first for the commencement because he is the commencement.
You excited about that one?
I'm absolutely stoked.
Yeah.
It's unreal. I bet for Riley and I next year is just going to get someone.
So Ben Walsh is coming.
Yeah. we love you, Mr. Mayor.
I don't know if this question's a bit premature, so you feel free to not answer it and shoot it down. I know you both will.
What?
If you don't want to answer it.
Okay.
But what do you think the postseason looks like for this team as of now?
The postseason.
Postseason for
men's basketball?
If they're making the tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you think they are?
100%. Yeah.
They're good enough.
Wait. ACC tournament or NCAA?
I hope they make it. I'll help them make the ACC tournament.
If they don't make the ACC tournament, that's bad.
That's not
That's
good.
really bad.
That's not good. They almost didn't this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But
so
I think. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. I'm not putting any money on it for sure. But I wouldn't put it out of the question that this could be a tournament team if they get the right surrounding pieces and they all can come together. Because when you looked at last year's roster, I mean, that looked like a really good roster in the preseason. You had all these guys coming in. Donnie Freeman, you had Eddie Lampkin. All these. This is going to be a really good team. And then it wasn't a good team. So I mean, you don't know until you see him on the court. But I think it can be. I think it's going to get better defensively. I think William Kyle. Even though I don't know if he's going to do much offensively, I think he's going to be a good defensive weapon, a guy that can come off the bench and just be a scrapper. He has some bunnies too. I mean, get up and provide some energy with the highlights. I mean, I think right now they're in a good spot. It's nothing, not doing anything crazy, but I think they have some solid additions.
Absolutely. I think as well, there's a lot of really just positive things to say about Syracuse men's basketball in general. I think there's guys want to come to Syracuse right now because they want to have this opportunity to play with a top 10 recruit that's staying for another year. You want to play with Kai and Anthony and Sadiq White. Right now the recruiting class for Syracuse is top 10, with transfers and freshmen. So and that's also the case for football. I saw that they were top 12. They were 12th for 2026.
There's some recruiters. Autry and Brown, there's some recruiters.
They are some recruiters, and everyone can say about the coaching, but you can't coach if you don't have the tools to make it all work on the court. You know, so give Autry his flowers for what he's done with recruiting. I think if you have the talent, they will make the tournament. I really still truly believe that. I do think that they will make the tournament next year. I think the ACC is going to bounce back in a big way.
Let's play that back, or you guys can play that back next year. I won't be
I've
here.
been saying it since February. I've been saying it since February.
You have.
So what are you saying? Is it a tournament team, Ailey?
I think they could sneak in. I don't know if they're going to make any crazy waves, but you never know. That's the beauty of March Madness. That's why we all keep coming back every year. But I think
I might hit the portal.
You're gonna hit the portal.
Seeing my NILs.
I think
my NILs.
I think the ACC is having a big wake up call next year.
Yep.
I think they're gonna.
They need to.
They really need to. So I think it's gonna get stronger. I think that's why we're seeing Syracuse make that big push already to just let's get guys going.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's get that money rolling quickly.
Yeah, the next couple weeks are going to be really telling of who they can bring in and fill those last couple roster spots.
Man, you seen Louisville? They're like preseason, like they're going to be top 5, top 10 in the country.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a team that has gone from absolutely nothing with Kenny Payne to just totally having the program turned around.
Exactly. So, and it'll be interesting to see what Miami do, new head coach. I'll be interested to see what Duke are able to do. They have a bunch of amazing recruits coming again, as they always do. They'll obviously be very disappointed. I mean, imagine if Cooper Flagg actually does stay for another year. There's no way he does.
Crazy.
That'd be crazy.
There's no way he does. But I mean, I
that was one of the first things the announcer said after Duke lost was, maybe he'll come back another year because he lost. He wants a chip.
I mean,
I don't know.
He could stay and make $10 million probably in a year.
I don't. It could be.
Probably.
Maybe 10 mil is a little much, but I think
he can make a lot of money.
BYU's paying a guy it's crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Before, if you would have said BYU, they're gonna pay a lot. I wouldn't have said that. I would have said no. It doesn't seem like a school that would pay one guy $8 million or more. But here we are.
Yeah, it's all different now. It really is. But give Syracuse a chance, man.
All right.
We'll have our eyes on the transfer portal in the coming weeks. Stick with us because after the break, we're going to talk some men's lacrosse.
Sweet. Thank you.
Ooh, lacrosse. Hey, so far I'm right. So far I'm right for lacrosse. The hot take last week. Haven't lost.
What was your
yet.
hot take?
Said they were gonna win out, except they're gonna lose to. What do we say? They're gonna lose
one
Duke?
game.
Yeah, it's Duke or North Carolina. What do we say? What did we end up saying?
We said something like that. I can't remember exactly.
No, not like that. But then we ended up choosing a game.
I thought it was Duke.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Duke. Because on the road, I remember that. They beat number 5 team in the country.
Yeah, it was a great game too.
Cornell tomorrow. Long Island.
Yeah, former Syracuse. Oh yeah. That's actually crazy.
Okay, wait. Back to our ice cream debate.
Ice cream debate.
Wait. So if you had the opportunity to do the chocolate and vanilla swirl, would you take it, or do you just like straight vanilla? Like
I'd rather just have vanilla. Yeah.
Huh.
Would you? Why you want?
What's your
reason?
What's your favorite? No. What's your favorite ice cream?
Oh, my favorite ice cream. Mint chocolate chip.
Ooh, good pick. Good pick.
Really good pick, actually.
What about you?
I think I'm a sucker for chocolate. I really am.
So just
this guy likes chocolate everything.
I do like chocolate everything. If I had to
like
pick one,
I honestly fudge brownie.
Yeah, I probably that or I would go with like a chocolate chip. I do like chocolate chip.
If you had your chocolate ice cream, you put some chocolate syrup on it.
No.
Oh, okay.
Chocolate
what?
syrup.
Chocolate syrup, chocolate sprinkles.
Yeah. No, that's a little too much chocolate.
Really?
Yeah. No, you can't go chocolate on chocolate. No. You gotta balance. Have a little bit of a balance.
Okay, so make your ideal ice cream sundae.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like, let me cook.
If I could have anything I want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything.
Okay, so I'm going 1 scoop of chocolate.
Make it realistic though. Like don't put something on there.
What do you mean unrealistic?
Make it realistic.
What does that
I don't know.
mean?
I could see him pulling something crazy out. Okay, go ahead.
Scoop of chocolate chip.
Boom.
Scoop of chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put strawberries on there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put bananas.
Real strawberries or like the strawberries that are in like the sauce. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
You never had those?
Like
what are you
candy
on about?
You guys are so uncultured.
What does that make a difference? What does that make a difference?
Like
what
I'd
kind of
rather
Because
have
they
real
taste
strawberries
very
as well.
okay.
Right,
The other ones are like
this is a really good
artificial
debate,
and they're really really sweet.
I would put real strawberries on there.
Yeah.
And real bananas.
Yep.
Real fruit.
You should have a banana split.
Then I would because the strawberries would be on top. I would put chocolate sauce on the strawberries.
Okay.
This is giving me flashbacks to the beignets.
Yeah.
To where?
The
beignet. Oh, look at you guys, New Orleans.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Ailey actually brings that up in every conversation. Like, we're talking to people and, like, just, like, brings it up. Like, what?
Oh, remember when we were
in New Orleans? Yeah. I'm like, dude, that had nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Remember when we were on Bourbon Street?
This is a hate Ailey show today.
What? Never.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I have an idea.
Why is your time
next
of
week?
3:15 nothing?
Because that's when the screen's like that. When you tap on it, then it comes up.
Ailey, instead of you doing
that's crazy.
the hot sauce next week, you could bring us all banana splits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I'll take that too. That's a real old head dessert. You don't really see people eating banana splits on the streets anymore.
No, there's a really good like ice ice cream shop hot. Like that's like 15, 20 minutes from here.
Where? What's it called?
It's like in the Liverpool direction. It might be Big Dip.
Went there the other day.
Yeah, she could have said anything. He was like, yeah, maybe it is.
He's like, yeah, whatever. That's that one.
I don't know. Don't remember the name, but it was really good ice cream when I went there before.
Yeah, they have a lot of crazy Sundays there. Pretty good.
Village in Cicero. Visit burdickbmw.com.
ESPN 97.7 and 100.1. Watch live on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome into our third segment on Newhouse Afternoon. Ailey Weiss alongside Riley Underwood and Nicholas Whaley. It's been a silly show so far, I would say.
In our high-tech
studios.
Oh, my God.
If you guys
Never again.
You can
You
record
guys
this
can
on your
welcome us in.
DVR if you're afraid you're going to miss it.
That's
You wanna
where
watch
it came
back.
from. All right, enough. Enough with the slander. Time to talk about some men's lacrosse.
Can't slander them.
Riley,
really
would you like to start because your hot take 2 weeks ago still stands?
It's still standing. I said they were going to win. I said they're going to beat Notre Dame. They did. They came in as the underdog, and they won. And they're going to win again tomorrow against the number 1 team in the country, Cornell. It's going to happen.
They got bumped up to number 4. They're on a roll.
Yeah, it's going to happen. They're going to get bumped up again. Yes, they're going to beat Cornell.
CJ cursed.
Joyce Lena.
Okay. CJ cursed will win the Tour-a-thon.
Okay, but he's not going to win the game.
Okay, but I don't know. Neutral site. It's not in the dome. There's not 11,000 people that are going to be there.
Yeah, that was a good crowd.
It was an amazing crowd.
That was a really good
Biggest
crowd
in college lacrosse this year.
This year, yeah. It's impressive. And look, this is, if there was any moment where Syracuse are going to prove that they can win the national championship, is this game. As much as if they play like they did against Notre Dame, yes, they will win. They will win. That was the best performance I've seen under Garrigate, and by a decent
What
distance.
a time to do it, too.
Perfect time. They need to keep up the streak because the expectations are back again after the losses to Maryland and Harvard. Like, everyone was like,
"Yep,
oh goodness,
here we go again.
Here we go again.
Right.
Another Syracuse, an incredible Syracuse team that could fall short." Look, the expectations are back. And I think in a very positive manner at the moment. Anyway, I think even if they lose to Cornell, if it's a one-goal game,
if they keep it close,
nothing's going to change with that. I think it shows that Syracuse are there and they're competing because Cornell are deservedly the number 1 team right now, 7-1. They have been unstoppable this year. It's not just CJ Curse. The whole team has worked like a really strong unit. The Ivies in general have been astonishing this year.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be very exciting, that's for sure.
Who do you, aside from the obvious answer here, Joey Spallina, who needs to step up and really show out against Cornell? Either you can answer this.
I'm going Michael Leo.
Okay.
I mean, I think he's a guy that can. I mean, you saw it in the Virginia game where Syracuse is down, they need a spark, rips off 3 goals in a row. I think to win this game, you're going to need to go on some runs.
And on the other side of that, you saw it against Maryland when he was quiet. He didn't have any points. He maybe had 1 assist that game, but other than that, completely quiet, and they ended up falling short, just lose by 4.
I think if he has a good game, and obviously the other players around him that we expect to do good, play like they are, I think Syracuse can win it. I mean, obviously it's going to be the hardest game of the year, and I think everyone knows that, but they played well. They're on a 6-game streak. 2 of those teams are top 10 teams in the country. It's just, I think people counted them out early. Well, originally they thought, this is going to be a national championship team. Then they lose 2 straight. Oh, this team sucks. Now, now they're good again. So I think they're good. I think they're good.
It's we can be very feeble sometimes when it comes to Syracuse men's lacrosse when we have been. But I do genuinely think that this is gonna be a really fun game. It's on Long Island, so a really good recruiting opportunity, obviously for Syracuse. I think I saw they have over 20 of the roster comes from Long Island, which is quite incredible when you think about it, like how many that is. But you okay over there?
I'm just thinking, man. I'm sinking in my chair. It keeps going down.
But I think it's gonna be a dogfight the entire way. Obviously, there's still 2 more ACC games to go. Syracuse obviously in a great position when it comes to the ACC tournament. I think Notre Dame have to win out, and Syracuse need to lose both the games for them to not make it in. So I think Syracuse in a really good position for that as well. I think actually UVA if UVA lose 1 more game, they're automatically out. So Syracuse is pretty much in the ACC tournament already. Look, they're in a great spot. I think it's going to be exciting. This team is amazing, and just to go back to that question, because I realized I strewed way too far away from it. I think Michael Leal's a good shout. I want to see the continued excellence of Owen Hiltz. He has been arguably the best player on the team behind Joey. Obviously, Joey is the most influential player.
Right.
Sure.
But I think Owen Hiltz has been the best goal scorer for this team this year. And as well, I think Sam English as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
This is actually a shout from our good friend Luke Burgess. He said to me, and now I thought about it, I thought it was a great pick, is that Sam English might be the most talented guy on the team.
I've been saying this. I've been saying this. I always say that he's such an underrated player and that he does so many things that people overlook. And he's finally getting his spotlight. He's finally shining this season.
Yes.
Anyways, you can continue.
As a captain as well.
Sure.
A great leader, and I think overall his talent from midfield has been is truly amazing to watch. I think John Mullen has been really, really good, solid at the face-offs this year. They had one, I think it was UVA. He struggled a little bit, but otherwise, I think he's been more than solid.
He's pretty reliable.
He has been reliable.
Reliable guys. He's a reliable guy when you're going into postseason play.
How about Peyton Anderson coming in and starting the last couple of games? He's been doing some God's work out there. He had one, I think it was the first goal against Notre Dame, and he came in and just took it himself. They were down 3-0 and got them on the board and got them rolling. And he took that starting spot from Trey Deer. And I mean, a lot of us at one point were kind of confused, like, where did this come from, right? But he's been proving himself last couple of weeks.
I mean, I think Trey Deer, obviously, I think he's a great player. I mean, when you have this team that's this talented, you're not really replacing anyone because they're bad. It's more like maybe this guy can
work better,
something, provide a spark off the bench. And I think Trey Deer and Peyton Anderson have been both playing at a really high level that maybe we didn't expect them to before the season. So I think Peyton Anderson's come in and he's really taken advantage of the opportunity that was given to him or he earned.
He wasn't, and it's not like Trey Deer's hurt because Trey Deer scored against Notre Dame, came in on the man up. I think and that's what's impressed me more this year is that Gary Gay is not afraid to make the decisions, to make adjustments, to make the matchup better. Because that's why Peyton Anderson came in against UVA and did well. That's why he came against Notre Dame and did really, really well. That opening goal for Syracuse, the way he's able to dodge and dive in between defenders was truly impressive. They're two little bit different. They're different players. I think Trey Deer is a little bit more direct, a little bit more. I'll say direct, but he just doesn't have the same agility, but he has the power to back it up. Peyton Anderson has a little bit of both, and I like that. That's really like is important to see, and I think that matches up better against the ACC defenders. But I think shows that a freshman making that step up immediately into the team is really impressive as well. And I think, but it's so important to have the depth and be able to have different looks and show and have different looks for defenses, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, we saw that earlier in the against Harvard and against Maryland, eventually you're going to run out of ideas, you're going to run out of steam. So I think that's going to be very important for the next month or so.
How about we talked a lot about the offense, but how about on the defensive side of things, especially Jimmy McCool and net sitting right under 60% for that save percentage on the season so far. Like, that's really, really solid. And when you have a guy like that who you can rely on, it allows your defense to play to their truest form. There were a couple times during the Notre Dame game that they were just off on their rotation, and it was so obvious during those plays because there was just a very easy lane for any Notre Dame attackman to slide in and rip an easy shot right on McCool. And then when it's a one-on-one and he's 5 feet from the net, like that, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, and I think Jimmy coming in got pulled during the Harvard game. I think I was critical of Gary Gait for that decision, but I'm very glad that McCool hasn't let that get to him, and his confidence has remained high, and he has been really, really good. I mean, he's looks huge in the frame, and I think he's done really, really well. When he's been called upon, he's been getting better every game. I think when you learn under someone like Will Mark, obviously who's now in the PLL, you're going to take your time and you're going to learn from him. And McCool waited those 2 years to get that opportunity, and he's taken it with stride. And I think he will be Syracuse's starter for this season, definitely for next season too.
Yep. And it helps when you have Michael Grace in front of you and players like that who can also take charge. Like, yes, you have your goalie and they're kind of the general because they can see everything. But then when you have guys that can step up like that are skilled but also have that leadership aspect to them, it helps tremendously.
You guys got it, man. You nailed it.
There you go.
All right, well, we have to save some time for our hot take. Nick Whaley has us with that.
Let me start preparing
on the other side of the break. Stick with us.
Fuck.
Can we do it?
Nick. Sorry. How do I do this?
Just bite it.
I'm not gonna bite it.
Okay, I can do it.
God damn.
Ew.
What on earth?
That is a nice bright orange.
It's great. It's terrific.
What's it gonna be about?
I actually don't know yet. I'm trying to think about it now. I don't want to double down on a hot take.
Yeah, it's boring.
Fine. All right. I'll do lacrosse.
Wait, where'd you get this from? This little cup?
From the Indian place in food.com.
Oh, didn't see it there.
They have it for their sauce.
What?
Their sauces.
What do you?
We are so delusional this show.
No, I don't know what he's talking. What do you?
So they have little sauce cups.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Okay.
So that's where I got it from there. Okay, can we chill?
Bro, it's a tiny cup. It needs to be filled to the top. It's not even going to be filled to the tippity top.
This
You're okay.
is enough for me.
I almost walked away with the headset on.
Forever. Take it off. Liked your photo.
Someone liked your photo?
Oh, it was
You got fans.
No. It was something else.
I met a fellow Kansan who was touring the school today.
You did?
I did.
Is he coming?
I don't know. I don't even think he supplied. He's like, so how do you get in here? Well, you gotta have good grades. Good test scores. Write a good paper. I don't know. Oh my gosh! Yelling with the mic.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
What happened? You just had me all the way down.
Yeah, I know because.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but yeah, they're good guys. Seem like good guys.
Yippee!
Yippee! Dang, McElroy's now 6 under par. Wait, where are we, Rory? Dang.
Who's gonna win it? Nick, who's gonna win it?
The Masters?
Yep.
It's Justin Rose is to lose. It's McIlroy though has made a crazy comeback. They're only 2 behind.
T.
And Bryson
DeChambeau.
Yeah, he's only
Chef. Where's my guy Brooks Koepka? Where's my guy Brooks? He wasn't doing good yesterday.
He is not doing very well.
Oh, we already got a post. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, he's tied for 46th.
That's not good.
No.
I mean, it's really close this year, which is great. I love how close it is.
We're so funny, guys.
Yeah, that's always what, you know.
Well, Bryson could tie it. Could be in the lead. If he does
Alright, you
well
got your
in the
hot
final
take,
four.
brother?
Yo,
I think so.
Nick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was gonna say. How much time do we have left? 5 minutes?
There's a lot of time to
discuss.
Yapping.
Yeah. Maybe we could talk more about the Sundays.
All right.
I'm gonna need a Sunday after this. I should cut my water.
Let's find some fudge.
You're okay.
He matters.
Watch your favorite ESPN Syracuse sports talk shows on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
We have Riley bopping along to the music right now, but welcome back for our final segment of Newhouse Afternoon today. Ailey Weiss alongside Riley Underwood and Nicholas Whaley, who is going to be giving us our hot take.
What do we got, Nick? What do we got?
Oh, man. I have a couple in my head. That's the thing.
Okay, you could do more than one if you'd like.
I do more than one.
Yeah,
if you
spice
want.
it up.
Sure.
Spice it up.
Sure.
All right, YOLO. Let's do it.
YOLO. I haven't heard anyone say that since like 2016.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that one smelled spicy.
How was it, Nick?
Whew.
Oh man, he's coughing.
Oh, that's a lot.
He drank that hot sauce.
Smell it. Woohoo! Yeah, we had a new one this week.
Many swear words are circling around my head and my mouth.
That's the Brit, man. That's the Brit.
Okay. First, hot take.
Yeah, hot take.
I personally think that Syracuse men's lacrosse is going to win out the rest of the season.
Okay.
So you're contradicting Riley's.
I'm contradicting what Riley is saying because that Notre Dame game was absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're definitely going to beat Cornell tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you have a score prediction or no? Just they're going to win.
12-11.
Okay.
I think they'll beat Duke. I don't think Duke is that good this year, and I think they'll beat UNC at home. It'll be another crazy crowd. I'm excited for it. Then Syracuse could be the #1 team in the country at that point.
Yeah.
Because Maryland and Ohio State are also playing this weekend. The other two in the top 4. Could be a crazy weekend of lacrosse. Do you guys agree? What? Do you guys not agree with me? Is that not the point? Is that not the point?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I just don't think we've ever asked that question, but that's okay.
Is that not the point of?
Yeah, I could get behind that.
I'm still sticking with my point. I think they're gonna lose against Duke, but
okay.
That was just fun.
I think if they're gonna lose against any team, it's gonna be Cornell.
Okay. I'm confident they can beat Cornell.
I think that they built up momentum. I can get behind you saying that they're going to win their next 3 games, the last 3 of the season. It goes Cornell, Duke, UNC.
Right.
Exactly.
So.
And then the ACC tournament. I honestly don't think they're going to win the ACC tournament, but I think they'll do well in the actual tournament. That's mine.
I hope they make it to the Final Four.
I think they'll get to.
I
can't say that they're going to win the whole thing. But I think I do think that they're going to be up there. It's going to be hard to beat Maryland. I think it's really going to be really hard to beat them.
Do you want to share your other hot take too that you had?
Well, the other one in my head I was thinking was I think that I think that Syracuse men's football will
Men's football?
Syracuse,
you got it. It's okay.
I will get there eventually. Syracuse football, I think, will have an incredible year next year. I just have a feeling.
You have a gut feeling?
I have a gut feeling.
Okay.
And I think that... look, I think Fran Brown is going to...
For those of you that can't see, Riley had a very... interesting, not a very skeptical look on.
My hot take is that Fran Brown is going to start getting sniffed around as being a head coach at a bigger program, at an even bigger program.
Wow!
And is he going to leave?
I don't think he's going to leave, but that's what I think it's going to. I don't even know if that's you count that as a hot take, but I think even NFL teams could start looking around even as a coordinator position. Yeah, especially depending on how well they do next year, and I think they're going to have a really good year. I think they'll be at minimum 9-3 again.
Okay, yeah, that'd be a successful year.
Who are they going to lose to?
I think they'll lose to Notre Dame.
Yep.
I think they lose to Clemson.
Tennessee.
I don't think they lose to Tennessee.
They're beating Tennessee.
I think they're beating Tennessee. I think they lose 3 road games. That's the only thing. I think they win out. I think they win out at home.
I think Tennessee might be the hardest game on the whole schedule.
You think though, even at a neutral site?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's the hardest one. I think Notre Dame's the hardest in South Bend.
Sure.
Towards the end of the year, it'll be cold as anything. I honestly think that's the toughest game. Tennessee, first game of the year.
I think it's just the way you come out like that. I think
it's also this is a Tennessee team that's going to be so different to what they had in the college football playoff, and they looked bang average in the playoff. Right. I know it was against Ohio State, but I think Syracuse could pull out a win in that game. And I know because they've been talking about that game since the end of the year.
Sure.
They've had the time of going in the new facility.
High tech.
There you go. High tech.
Oh my God. Okay, before they make any more fun of me, that's all we got for Newhouse Afternoon this week. Make sure to stay on this station for a lot more Q Sports Talk.